Upward communication. Hello, Greg. I just want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. Over the next 5 to 10 minutes, I will present you with our goals for making the partnership with the Society for New Americans a success. As you know, this nonprofit assists refugees and immigrants as they make their transition into the United States. We will be providing bicycles to these communities to make access to jobs and education easier. We will also be meeting and interacting with individuals from all over the world, including different cultural and ethnic backgrounds. The team has been presented with several cultural concepts that will be observed in order to provide a high level of service to these individuals. The foundation of this training program is to teach that understanding the cultures, beliefs, and behavioral etiquettes of various societies is vital in the success of this endeavor. This cultural competence will be introduced into our company's value system and will provide a safe and welcoming atmosphere to the communities that we serve. The Public Relations Department has done some great research to help us understand the different aspects of cultural competency. They noted that the National Center for Cultural Competence advises that we learn about, acknowledge the needs, values, systems, and behaviors of each cultural community. We must implement these procedures, practices, and mannerisms and behaviors that match the needs of the individuals that are being served. And we must also understand that the societal norms that are practiced within our communities may not be practiced or acceptable in the areas that we are serving. The PR department and the training department will be doing research on the cultures we will be assisting, and they will develop leaflets that provide more information about specific cultural norms. The next important consideration is that of the cultural impacts on communication. Poor communication can create roadblocks in any project. Proper communication between cultures is tricky, but it is extremely vital that we ensure that we are properly communicating with our clients and making sure that we are meeting their needs. Many communities have very strict social norms about acceptable forms of communication. Cultural relativism can vary greatly across societies. Properly communicating in a manner that is respectful to the clients we are assisting is vital in establishing positive relations. Stacy's team took the lead on looking into the possible cultural impacts on communication. They came across an article called Introduction to Society that encouraged us to remember that when we are assisting clients, we must remember that various gestures, signs, symbols, body language, jargon, and colloquialisms that are acceptable in the United States may be seen as offensive to people outside of this country. Also, using figurative language and reasonable expressions or sayings may not always translate well to someone who does not speak English as a first language. This can cause confusion. Finally, unfamiliar accents may also be a factor in miscommunication. Johnstein has researched that what we should do if we are presented with unfamiliar cultural cues. They came across an article called Nonverbal Behavior in Cross-Cultural Communications that reminds us that it is important to anticipate that our clients will show us the types of communications that are acceptable for them. When presented with unfamiliar verbal cues and gestures, it is important to follow the lead of the client and mirror their actions. It is important to remember that as a representative of this organization, it is important that we be willing to modify our behaviors to meet the client's needs rather than expecting them to adjust their behaviors to meet our needs. Finally, when conversing with clients, we must ensure that we are speaking at a slow, steady pace. This will ensure that the client can absorb the information that we are providing. In addition, intentionally allowing for silence during the conversation will invite the client to ask questions and will allow us to be more active listeners. It is a good idea that we try to put ourselves in their shoes. Many of us have not relocated to a new country before, but we have all felt some sort of cultural shock in our lives. For example, look at how age difference can affect communication. Most of us have had to assist older family members in how to use computers or cell phones. Most millennials were taught these technologies in school, while our grandparents may never have used computers on a regular basis before. All of us have had to assess the type of language and tone that we use when trying to explain a computer program to someone who is technologically illiterate. We learn to talk more slowly, to watch their facial and body expressions for signs of confusion, and we also avoid the use of acronyms. Using these same types of accommodations with our clients can help foster positive communications. The legal department has researched culture's impact on our interpersonal relationships. One commonly overlooked factor is our clients' safety. Of course, we are excited to meet them and set them up for success, but the neighborhoods that they are residing in may pose a risk to them. While immigrating to a new country can have many positive implications, it can, for many, be a difficult choice, as the move takes people out of their familiar settings and removes them from friends and family. Forming multicultural relationships in an American setting can be difficult. The article, Why Can't We Be Friends? Multicultural Attitudes and Friendships with International Students, explains some of the difficulties that our clients may face. For example, it is important to keep in mind that our clients may be moving into areas known for ethnocentrism. An inability or unwillingness to understand foreign cultures may result in racial tensions, leaving our clients vulnerable to the subject of violence, crime, or harassment. The ability to be open-minded to cultural differences will increase the likelihood of a successful relationship being formed. Through the process of acknowledging and accepting cultural differences, it becomes easier to realize the cultural universals that are shared throughout societies. Cultural apprehension among communities is common and is frequently the result of uninformed biases and stereotyping. As we and our clients continue to expose ourselves to different cultures, this apprehension will decrease. Finally, I have researched the benefits of all cross-cultural relations. As global markets converge, cross-cultural interactions are becoming part of the everyday business experience of many professionals. The article, Building Effective Business Communication Across Cultures, states that part of the benefits of cross-cultural relations are the ability to network with people that we may not otherwise have access to. Investing in these relationships will make negotiations and partnerships become more successful. Also, mentorships may develop through the use of well-established partnerships, which can greatly influence the success of junior firms or partners. Finally, cohesiveness develops within a team as a senior project managers note the strengths and weaknesses of each employee and pairs up complementary personality types in order to facilitate a more successful team. Greg, thank you again for your time and your support to this cause. The partnership with the Society for New Americans is an exciting way for us to continue to help meet the needs of individuals and families in our community. By branching out and being able to assist various cultures, we not only strengthen our brand, but we strengthen ourselves. Implementing the concepts noted above will be a great foundation of ensuring we meet the needs of our clients in order to get them the resources they need to be successful. This opportunity is just the beginning of what our organization can do to change lives forever. Thank you.